I'm from Indianapolis originally. Lived there my whole life, and I've just come here for college. And I have a lot of roots in North Carolina, and then Augusta, Georgia. So that's what brought me to the South. Well, so like I said, I was very into piano, but just classical piano, I guess. But I was also very interested in composing. And so my friend's dad, was just an oddball guy and super smart and played the mandolin. Is very interested in like folk music, roots music, and there was in Southern Indiana. There's a pretty vibrant bluegrass scene, and this I forget what his name was. Anyway, Bean Blossom, Indiana. You can look this up. There's a big music camp, and I forget what the guy's name. He is well known. Who started there? Anyway, so they would always go down, like migrate down there and listen to like just great bluegrass music, and so he was really into that and got his son and then me into it, and his son picked up the mandolin, and then I wanted to pick up the banjo. And like I said, just from that one time at Robert's Music Store in Fountain Square, Indiana, I just thought it was the coolest thing, and also like unique. I felt it was kind of like dying. Definitely in Indiana, I didn't know anyone play the banjo, the mandolin. Everyone was playing guitar, piano, or violin in an academic sense. So I just thought it was super unique and like part of a heritage that like I wanted to be a part of, but really wasn't.
Right.
Yeah, but I also and I feel like it's got a lot more now. The banjo is a lot more modern music, and there's so many folk bands that you hear now on like the normal radio.
Can you think of any examples?
Just like all these people like Mumford and Sons and like that kind of genre. I can't think of them. I don't really like them because I think it kind of dumbs it down, and I don't find them to be real musical in the sense like technically it's not really there. Mumford & Sons is pretty good, but they're using the banjo in a different way. I feel it's more kind of background music or like almost a percussive instrument. Well, I'd always known who Earl Scruggs was, and just thought he was the coolest and like technically amazing. And then I haven't talked to you about this, but I was thinking also another influence that really got me interested in folk music in general and bluegrass was I had a friend whose dad played the mandolin, and with my friend and his dad, we went to this like music store in Indianapolis, and they had this jam session, and there was this probably 12-year-old boy who was playing banjo, and obviously had played all his life, and I just thought it was the coolest thing. So I naively thought, okay, I'll get a banjo and I'll be able to play like him, teach myself, but it's not possible. Like I feel like banjo is one of those things where you literally have to like grow up in that culture to really be able to play like some of these people like Earl Scruggs can.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's great.
I guess it's just normal 5-figure. It's kind of weird. It's definitely not clawhammer. Like the people who I kind of grew up listening. I didn't really listen to Earl Scruggs. I just knew who he was and see him on TV. But like modern banjo players, like I was telling you about Steve Martin, who I think is crazy good at banjo and writing banjo songs, something I'm really interested. And then Bella Fleck and Sufjan Stevens, who I talked to you about, who are just like not known. Bella Fleck is known for the banjo, and banjo as a symbol of, I guess, Southern music and folk music. But those guys, especially Sufjan Stevens, played the banjo in a way that is not really traditional, and kind of more like I don't play banjo like Earl Scruggs or Bella Fleck do. I play it more like a guitar just because I don't really know any better, but it's a different feeling, and I like to play it more classically, but it's a lot harder. And also I don't play with finger picks because I just feel like they get in the way.
Really?
Yeah, and again, that's just because I've been self-taught. I don't know. There's definitely a clear sound, but I just thought they got in the way. I just couldn't pick it up and go, and I felt it's hard to strum. I just liked playing without him.
Cool.
The way that Earl Scruggs would play was there'd be so many layers in his music, and it'd just be like every time you listen to it, you would pick something new out of it.
Yeah.
And which I really liked. So yeah. Like the thing that gets me about the banjo and like kind of it's so versatile in the sense that there's so many ways you can play it, and the people play in such different ways. Like the way Earl Scruggs plays it compared to where like Steve Martin plays it, and the way you can play it, you can play down here, and it's super like twangy. Like from Deliverance or whatever. Or like up here, and it's more like lush and like more of a guitar. And then it's also like basically a percussion instrument because you have this drum, so you can be doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I like about it. That it's kind of new each time, and each playing is different. So I had nothing here.
Yeah. Ha ha ha.